So it's been a couple days since I uploaded a video, and today I was working in the rain and my gear was getting soaking wet. So I figured it would be a good time to come on here and talk a little bit about tripod maintenance. Something we might overlook because typically we're more concerned with our cameras and a little less concerned with our tripods. But one of the things that I noticed while I was out in the field today was that when I was collapsing the legs to put them back in the back of the car and take off to my next appointment, they were getting a little mushy, right? Getting a little grindy. And I'm sure we've all been there and seen that and dealt with that. You go to collapse your tripod leg and you start hearing that crunching and grinding and gritty sound, and it's no bueno. That is terrible for the bearings inside of your legs, and we don't want that to happen. So I figured I'd just drop a quick little tip on how to do some regular maintenance to your tripods and a little bit of upkeep as well. So I've got two tripods here with me today we're going to be talking about, and the first one we're going to be talking about here is, this is my regular work tripod right here. This is the Leofoto LV324C legs with the Leofoto G4 geared head. Being that I do real estate photography, geared head is an absolute must. And then the other tripod that I have here is, this is my travel tripod. And this is the Leofoto LG284C legs. And let's see, I have a Leofoto LBQ50S leveling base and the Leofoto VH30N tripod head. It's a pan and tilt head. Then I swapped the top piece out here with the the LHC 60, just because I wanted something that was a little bit bigger here that I could operate real easy with gloves. So as you can see here, these legs here have the twist lock, and these legs here have the flip lock, right? So you can flip it out and it slides out, or with your twist lock legs, you turn it and twist it and they slide out, right? The only difference between these two, and you can probably hear that noise right there, this one here is a waterproof style leg, and this one here is not a waterproof style leg. And this is the one that I was operating with out in the field today in the rain. So we'll go ahead and talk about this one first. All right, so inside your tripod legs here, you have bearings that help keep, help your legs slide in and out nice and smoothly. And as you can see, the leg on this one right now is sliding in and out pretty smoothly because I've already cleaned it. It was the first thing I did when I got home today. And then I realized, shoot, I should have made a video about that. So here I am. All right, so for the sake of the video, I went ahead and took the tripod head off just so we could work a little bit easier with this thing here. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how I keep these legs nice and clean. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up all of your legs and extend them all the way out. I'm not going to do that with this one here because I want to try and keep it in frame for you. But once you get all of your legs extended out to the maximum amount, go ahead and lock it down. So I use this Pledge here. It's a multi-surface everyday cleaner. I've been using this stuff for years on various stuff around my office, cleaning computer screens and just all kinds of things. It's a very gentle cleaner, and it doesn't have any abrasives in it, which is really, really important. And then I just use a simple microfiber towel here. So instead of spraying this stuff directly on your tripod, what you're going to want to do is spray it onto the microfiber towel and then just wipe your leg down all the way around. And once you do that, just let it dry. Stand your tripod up in the corner and just let it sit out for a good 30-45 minutes and make sure that it dries out completely. All right, so one of the other things that is good to pay attention to are all the nuts and screws and bolts and whatnot on the tripod itself, making sure that they stay tight so that you don't get a lot of water seepage behind them or any kind of sand or dirt or any other materials back in behind them. Now typically you get a little baggie like this that comes with your tripod, that comes with various little tools and things like that, and these are perfectly fine to use. But they're a little bit of a pain to carry with you all the time. So one of the things that I did a couple years ago, I picked up this little multi-tool from Small Rig. And so as you can see here, it folds up really nicely. It has a slide out flat tip with a locking mechanism here. I'll fold that back in. It has a bunch of 1/4-20 and I forget what size the larger one are, 3/8 I believe. Don't quote me on that. But you can put various screws and screw them in here and keep them with you in case you need to carry spares. I don't carry spares with me, but you have that option here. And then on this side you have a star tool, and then you also have a Phillips, and then on the other side you have 4 different sizes of Allen tips that you can use. So just find the right size Allen tip for your tripod leg, and just make sure that all of the screws and bolts and whatnot are tightened up on your tripod head. Alright, and then the same thing goes with your twist lock legs. Just twist them out, extend them out, spray down your rag, and wipe down your leg. Now this particular tripod, the main reason I got it is because it's waterproof. And being that I operate here in Florida, I'm constantly putting this thing in salt water and sand and all kinds of stuff, so it gets really messy. So one of the things I did to help with that is I put these tripod feet on here that have the balls that come off on the bottom, and so you have the spiked feet. So I always use these when I go out and photograph on the beach and stick this thing in the sand. Another little tip is if you're using a tripod like this where you have the spiked feet, what you want to do is make sure that you extend this lower leg right here and only stick this portion into the sand or the water or whatnot. You don't want to end up leaving it collapsed like this and then sticking the leg in where the sand can cover up these twist locks. You don't want sand and dirt and debris to get down inside these twist locks because it'll mess them up. The great thing about these is they twist off pretty easy. They have a rubber gasket right here that comes in contact with the flat surface on the bottom of the tripod leg here, and it creates a good watertight seal so you don't end up getting water inside your threads and stuff like that. But it's always good to, whenever you get back from a beach day shoot, take your legs off, or take your spike feet off, or any type of tripod feet that you have on there, take them off, and inside here you want to clean it out really good. If you have an air compressor or something like that, clean inside there really well. And you also want to clean off the threads on the feet as well. Make sure that they don't have any sand or debris or anything like that when you go to stick them back in. So another great thing to have on hand when you're doing any kind of tripod maintenance is a little bottle of WD-40. Not because we need to lube things up and make them slick and smooth and things like that, but the WD in WD-40, if you don't know, it stands for water displacement. So the great thing about that is if you coat the metal pieces, like your threads and things like that, in WD-40 with a little bit of WD-40, you don't want to spray a whole bunch on there, but spray a little on and then wipe the excess off, and then go ahead and put these things back inside your tripod legs. That'll keep any kind of water from settling on those threads and creating any kind of corrosion. Alright, so for that, I'm not going to use the same rag that I clean with, so we're going to set that one aside. I'll go ahead and grab a different rag here, set that on top, and give it just a tiny little spray. Then I'm going to wipe off all the excess. Then we can go ahead and stick that back inside the tripod. Snug it down nice and hand tight. You don't want to over tighten these things too much because then you end up needing a wrench or something like that to take the feet off. And if you're out in the field, not having to carry this around with you is a great idea. I mean, maybe you want to keep the tool inside your bag or something like that, but it's always a lot easier just to hand tighten these things down so that way you don't need a wrench to wrench them off. And just keeping it nice and snug like that, that'll be plenty tight to keep your watertight seal. Alright, same thing on the end of the feet here. I'll go ahead and give that a little spray. Go ahead and wipe off any of the excess there. and then put that foot back on. Now I know what you might be thinking. Why are we spraying the WD-40 on and then wiping it off? All we're doing is wiping off the majority of the excess. We don't want a whole lot of excess, because what happens with that is it ends up attracting dirt, and it collects dirt and it collects sand and things like that. Any kind of excess oils or sprays or lubricants or anything like that, if you use too much, they will end up attracting dirt, and it's kind of counterproductive. So whenever you spray WD-40 on there, you want to wipe off all the excess. It's almost like you're cleaning it off entirely, but you're really not. You end up just having a nice thin film on the threads there, and that's going to be all you need to keep your threads protected from corrosion. All right, so those are all the tips that I have for you today on simple tripod maintenance and keeping your tripod nice and clean and functional. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to see something different about what I did here, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to address it in a future video. As always, I will leave some links down below to all of the different stuff that I used here. They are Amazon affiliate links, so I do get a little bit of a kickback, but hey, that helps me keep content like this coming to the channel, and I plan to do many more videos like this in the future. So thanks for watching. Please click all the buttons and do all the things in the bottom that all the YouTubers tell you to do. It really means a lot to me to help get this channel up and off the ground and moving forward. Until next time, see you later.